Okay, hi friends. Hello. It's Kate here, your trusty dowsing expert. And we have got our pendulum, we've got our spiritual response technique charts, and we have our energies of the day that we were going to be alchemizing. So when we did our energy exchange, we found out that the energy that we would most benefit from releasing today was guilt. And the new energy that we could call in was forgiveness. I love that. I love it so, so much. I feel like that could come up any day, anytime for any of us and be useful. Guilt is such a common human sensation. I don't even know what to call it. It's like, is it an emotion? Is it a state of being? Is it a mindset? Is it a conscious program? It is all of the above. And so we're going to look at the root of this particular guilt, at least the guilt that's coming up today. And then we're going to look at any blocks we might have to forgiveness. And through this whole process, I think we're probably also going to discover, is this forgiveness that we need to give to ourselves? Or is this forgiveness that we have been holding back from other people that we need to offer them now? So we'll find out about that here in just a few minutes. But we just get started. This is what we do. We take our pendulum and we now go to the middle of my main chart. And I ask, what is the root of this guilt today? What is going on with this guilt? Sometimes we ask a whole bunch of different questions you can ask to get started. Is this physical, mental, emotional, spiritual? What percent are we embodied right now? What percent are we, oh gosh, there's just so many. I won't get into all of them because I got to pay attention to what I'm doing. But this is what is so fun about dowsing is like the sky's the limit. If you're a curious person, get on out of here. You could just be dowsing forever because there's just no limit to the things that you can ask and find out about. And so, oh, this is interesting. So is this really the chart you want me to have? Is this really the chart you want me to go to? I didn't think so. That seemed weird. Okay, great. So what's interesting, this is interesting. So this is, okay, so these charts right here is not spiritual response technique. Here I am just pulling out this extra book, not even explaining it. But this is a book, this is a book that, I got to move that lamp, y'all. I did this yesterday. I slammed into the lamp yesterday. I need to move it. I'm not going to move it right now, but I need to move it eventually. By tomorrow, please hold me accountable. Somebody go in the comments and say, hey, Kate, don't forget to move that lamp. Okay, thank you. So so there's this awesome website called subtil.net, subtil.net, where you can literally go in and it just gives you blank charts and you can enter in anything you want to enter in. It's so cool. You can there's just a million different, literally the sky is the limit. Okay, I might have to move this lamp right now. Are we going to move this lamp together? Okay, never mind. We're moving the lamp. We're moving the lamp together, folks. We're moving the lamp together. And now my lighting's going to change and I'm going to be annoyed. Whatever, it's fine. Okay, so pardon me, I'm tired. We have a chart here that tells us about identifying something. So this says that there is a relative, and I'm guessing there's a relative that we are, is the root of this issue here. There is somebody in our lives that is creating guilt for us. And is this a male or female relative? There's a male relative that is causing us strife. That's causing us to feel guilty. Do you like how I said causing us to feel guilty? Because for some reason, I am feeling as though this is not guilt that is founded in truth. I'm feeling like this is guilt that is founded in a lie and in this person telling you, hey, you're supposed to feel guilty. Hey, this is interesting because the other thing that's coming to me right now is religion is sort of a male relative. We'll see what happens here. So is this actually about a relative in our physical lives, a relative? So for the collective that I'm reading for right now, is this about an actual relative in our here and now in this lifetime? Or is this about spiritual relative, like a religion? Or is this about past life? That's the first one. It's about an actual relative, a male relative that is in your life right now that has made you feel guilty. That's the root of this clearing. Wow, this is weird. I mean, this hasn't happened before. Has this happened before? For those of you who follow me, has this happened before? I don't think this has happened before. So are we going to clear Are we going to clear the relationship dynamic? Or are we just going to clear the guilt? We're just going to clear the guilt from all of us. So let's dive into this a little bit further. Is there anything we want to know specifically about this guilt that this male relative has gifted to us? What has this male relative gifted to us? What kind of guilt? Why are they guilting us? What is going on here? It's interesting how this is coming in. So they're guilting you because of your identity. They're guilting you because of how you are different. They're guilting you because of who you are and who you have become, and the fact that that is different than what they wanted you to be. I'm getting very much like dad doctor vibes. I'm getting very much like grandfather wanted all of the grandchildren to follow in the family business, and like the grandchildren, a number of them didn't. And so now there's just this like vibe of guilt that has just been passed down now to all of these children because they didn't follow in the family footsteps. They didn't maintain the family business. They didn't maintain the family identity, right? It's like, I don't know why, well, I'm not going to say that word out loud because it's actually kind of a trigger word right now and I don't want to get my video dinged, but it's like you're a famous family, right? You're one of those famous Hollywood families. You're one of those famous political families whose name is very well known, and you decided to be the weirdo and was like, I'm not going to follow that path. I'm going to be the rebel. I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to have my own identity. And you did that, right? You did it. You were fearless. You were courageous. Maybe you weren't fearless. You probably did it with fear, but you were courageous. You moved through the fear. You had the fear and you did it anyway. But now you have to deal with the guilt that they are trying to place upon you. Maybe every family dinner, every family gathering, they make a comment. And there's just this energy of heaviness, of guilt that is upon you. And maybe, just maybe, you haven't forgiven yourself for this. So is the forgiveness that needs to happen towards self or to those other people? It's to yourself. So you don't need to forgive them. Okay, that's a lie. We need to forgive everybody. But like, that's not what this forgiveness is about. This forgiveness is about you forgiving yourself for this perceived harm you have allowed yourself to believe that you have done to the family or to this relative. We are releasing you now from this perceived harm that you think you have done and call in self-forgiveness now. And even if you can just say some very few simple words, I forgive myself. Rosie wanted to say that with us. I forgive myself for the harm that I feel I've done to my family. I forgive myself for the harm that I thought I did to my family. Recognizing now that it was wrong. I didn't harm anybody. Yeah. I'm not excited about this pendulum. It's beautiful. I made this very cool handle. You see that with a rock that I found, but I'm not feeling it in this present moment. Okay, that's better. Okay, so now what can we do to help us release this guilt? What else can we do to help us release the guilt that we're holding on to because we did not follow in the family footsteps, because we did not do what was expected of us? I sort of relate to this, not on the male relative, but I feel like I didn't do what was expected of me. I get it. So we're struggling with assertiveness. So we are not really being assertive enough. We're currently in psychological disharmony because of a lack of assertiveness. Because we haven't stood up for ourselves. We haven't stood up to this person and said, hello, I'm a grown-up, leave me alone. You can say that, and you can also use this face and this tone of voice if you want to. I'm a grown-up, leave me alone. That's old. That is so old. That is so outdated to think that we now need to like still follow in the family footsteps. That is like so 1950s. We don't have to do that anymore. And you can say that to them. I would encourage you to say that to them because you're currently in psychological disharmony, carrying this guilt because you didn't follow the family line and you're not being assertive about it. You're kind of like allowing it. Maybe you're even apologizing for it. Ooh. Maybe you're even apologizing for it. And, you know, this is saying, stop that. You don't feel like it. You don't have to apologize for following your dreams, for following what you wanted to do. Even if you didn't wind up as quote unquote successful as them because you went your own path, that does not mean that you have anything to be sorry for. You really need to stop asking for forgiveness from them and start asking for forgiveness from yourself and then granting it. I'm sorry. Say you're sorry to yourself. I am so sorry that I put you through this psychological disharmony because I've allowed that guilt to make me feel bad. I've allowed that guilt to potentially block my success because deep down inside, I wasn't allowing myself to be successful because I was punishing myself for not following the family line, for not following what this person wanted me to do. And so I was secretly self-sabotaging. I was secretly self-punishing. That sucks to have to come to terms with, right? Okay, what else do we got going on here? What else can we do for this collective that is struggling with guilt because they did not follow the family plan? They didn't follow the family plan. They got off the family plan. Everybody was pissed off about it. So plans and blueprints, that's so funny that came up. There's only like 2 places in all of my charts where the word plan is written, and this is one of them. And I just said the word plan. So yeah, you went off, you took the blueprint. Listen, here's the thing. Whoop. Well, we're not using that pendulum. You took the blueprint and you were like, aha, I like the blueprint. I like the blueprint, but I'm going to do it a little differently. I'm going to take my eraser and I'm going to change this thing over here, and I'm going to change this thing over here, and I'm going to change this thing over here. And somebody had an immature attitude about it. And now you've been carrying guilt for a really long time because you made a few adjustments to the blueprint. Chances are you're still using the same skills and gifts that your family gave you, just in different ways. And if you don't want to hold on to that anymore, I would really encourage you to go back and watch the energy exchange video again and really truly work the exercise. Drop in with me. And when I say drop in, I mean that. I'm not being woo-woo. I'm not just trying to like record a cute video to get likes. I'm asking you to truly drop in with me. Drop into your body and into your spirit. And say, I do not want to hold this guilt anymore. I send this off into the universe. I don't want you. I don't need you. You're not mine. And I call in forgiveness. I genuinely, really, truly call in forgiveness because, again, if I evaluate what this sin is that I've been holding all this guilt for, it's ridiculous. It's silly. It's nothing. In the grand scheme, it is nothing. Going against your family's plan for you is so small of an issue in the grand scheme. Can you even imagine the actually truly awful things you could have done? Oh, but what? You went a little off plan? You like updated the blueprint a little bit? There's no shame in that game. There's no shame in that game. And I am so sorry that you've been in a situation and in a dynamic for potentially decades or a very large portion of your life where you have held this guilt for not being like your father, for not being like your grandfather, for not being like the family name, for not living up to, for anybody who's ever had the word said to you, you haven't lived up to your family name. I am so sorry. And screw that shit. Let that go. Watch the video again. Release the guilt. I don't want you. I don't need you. You're not mine. That's a whole bunch of ridiculousness. Grieve, potentially, because there's probably a lot of sadness, bitterness, anger, grief that you're holding, that you had to hate your life, hate your success because it didn't match what your family wanted for you. You can grieve that. You can grieve all the times that you have felt disappointed in yourself because you weren't meeting your family's expectations. You can grieve all the wasted moments, and then you can let it go and call in forgiveness for yourself. I forgive myself for all those wasted moments. I forgive myself for believing that lie that I should feel guilty for who I am and what I have become. Okay. What else can we do for the collective right now as it relates to this guilt? The Ho'oponopono, which is the I'm gonna probably not say it in the proper order, but the thank you, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me. It's this beautiful Hawaiian prayer. Thank you, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me. There are so many beautiful Ho'oponopono songs on YouTube. Please go look them up. It's HO-OPO-NO-ONO. Ho-opo-no-ono. Sorry about that. I'll put it in the comments or in the description. Ho'oponopono. Yeah, it's such a good one. And once you listen to it a few times and say those words a few times, you really just want to apply it to like all these different things in your life because it's beautiful. It was deeply healing for me. My teacher used it in some of my first sessions with her to just help release me from all the guilt that I was carrying from my family for a number of things. Okay, so let's look at any blocks to our own self-forgiveness. Let's move on to that. So what percent are we blocked? Did we look at this already? I don't remember. What percent are we blocked to forgiving ourselves? 100%. So what can we do? What are the blocks? Show us the blocks so we can clear them and get them out of the way. Let's just get this done. This doesn't have to be a 35-minute clearing today. This can be quick. So it's really going all the way back to the point of the original idea that was implanted into your head. This goes all the way back to that thought form that was implanted inside of you that has really become or has taken on a life of its own. This thought that you're a disappointment, that you upset everybody, that you disappointed everybody by not following the line or living up to the family name. This is blocking you to the point of like that thought's origination. It's almost like the second those words, the first time those words came out of somebody's mouth and were implanted into your head, that is like how far back this block goes. It's like that immediately, the second that happened, you were blocked to forgiving yourself. Whew, and I'm just wanting to like release that tension from my chest right now. My chest is feeling so much tension. And so for anybody who can just kind of drop their chest right now, relax all those muscles in your shoulders and your collarbone and your neck and just kind of let this hang heavy. Again, this feels very much like a heart chakra thing to me, like heavy, heavy energy right here in the heart for a lot of people who are struggling with this. A lot of people who have carried this thought for so many years, like so many years. And some of you have like, you're over it, right? Like you've moved on, you're fine. You now have a successful life of your own, but also like it's still buried deep down in there. So take your hand right now and like rub firmly against your chest and just like start to release some of that tension. Rub those muscles underneath of your collarbone and over your pecs. And just kind of start to like massage that out because it could potentially be pretty deep in there. Again, this goes back to the original seed of thought that was planted inside of you that you're a disappointment. And that is where the blocks to forgiveness began. And so we're releasing that for you right now. What else can we do to open us up and release us of these blocks to our forgiveness? I guess we're going back to that chart again. It literally caused brain damage. That just did an imprint of brain damage. It literally damaged your brain. I have a lot of curse words lined up in the back of my mind right now. Like F that S, like like that's bullshit. I hate it. I hate it because it's so unnecessary. I've been thinking about that a lot this week. And I don't know if it's just this like Aquarius energy that we're in, but I've been feeling very much like I just don't understand why humans like to tell everybody else how they're supposed to be. Why do I think I know how you're supposed to live your life? Why do I think I know how you're supposed to function? Why do I think I know how you're supposed to dress, how you're supposed to identify, who you're supposed to love? Who do I I think I am to tell you what to do? Your experience is your very own experience. Your astrological chart is your astrological chart. Your human design, your numerology, your trauma, everything about you is you. It is so custom and individual to you. How could anybody else think they know what is best for you? They don't. They don't know your soul contracts. They don't know what you came here to learn. They don't know the experience that Spirit is trying to have through you, through your form, through your body, through your eyeballs. They don't freaking know. Spirit doesn't want to have a cookie cutter experience over and over and over again. If it did, it never would have individuated. If Spirit just wanted to have the same type of experience where, hi, I am the Smith family and we're all doctors. If that's what Spirit wanted, Spirit would have been like, hey, cool, we'll just stay one blob of infinite awareness. Spirit didn't want that. Spirit wanted to experience all the variation that there possibly is across all time, space, dimension. Through you, through your eyes, through your lens, through your heart. So we're going to let that go. We're going to let that go. And we're going to say as many curse words as we want. I'm not going to say as many curse words as I want right now because this is going on the internet. But you should say as many curse words as you want right now. If you want to drop a whole bunch of F-bombs, you should drop a whole bunch of F-bombs because it is stupid that people like to tell us how we were supposed to be, what success means, how we're supposed to live our lives, present ourselves, etc. So we're going to let that go. We're going to let that go. Okay. Now what percent are we blocked to forgiveness? Only 25%. How can we clear that final 20% out of the way? Okay. Is this Grandma's good advice or is this chart 3? This is Grandma's good advice. Come in clutch, Grandma. Grandma, I think of all relationships, grandmas care the least amount about what you do with your life or like how you show up in the world. Grandma just loves you. Grandma just loves you. She wants you to live. She wants you to be safe. She wants you to like make some good choices, but she doesn't care. Grandma doesn't care. Grandma just loves you. We love grandmas. Both of my grandmas, all of my grandmas have passed already. And that's very sad, but Grandma says, let's praise ourselves for who we are, what we have accomplished, all that we have become. Let's praise ourselves and let's praise our family. Let's praise one another. Let's praise our friends. Let's congratulate our friends. Let's congratulate each other for who we are, for the courageous divine beings that we show up as every single day, no matter what title we have, no matter how many letters we have after our name, no matter how many digits there are of numbers in the bank. Praise yourself and praise each other for showing up every single day to have this human experience. For being the little bee that you are, to gather information, to bring back to the hive when we are all through with this place. Okay, now what percent? Now that we've been reminded to praise ourselves and praise each other, and I mean that sincerely. I brought up the praising each other very sincerely because I don't think we do it enough. I think we are so weird in our culture about like not giving good compliments or like not praising one another and not being a good cheerleader for one another. I love nothing more than a good cheerleader, and I would encourage all of us to lean into our cheering for one another because this is really hard and we are doing a good job. Okay, so I just looked at the wrong chart. I wasn't paying attention. So what percent are we now blocked? 0%. It wasn't the wrong chart, but I wasn't asking a question. Okay, I'm on one today. All right, we're going to do 100% of 100% of mop up, and we're going to look at our replacement energies. What are our replacement energies today? Freedom. Freedom from the bullshit. That's the only energy today. Freedom. Freedom from this nonsense, freedom from the family name, freedom from the family blueprint, freedom from the family plan. We release you all from the family plan now. And I would encourage anybody, if you are over 40 and you're still on any version of a family plan, hop off of it. Especially if there is guilt and shame involved. All right, everybody, let's drop back in. Let's find ourselves right here, right now, in this very present moment, not worried about the past or thinking about the future, but softening into the here and the now, softening into the truth that we can transform, we can forgive ourselves, and we can praise and celebrate our successes big time. So for anybody who was thinking about a thing that they're actually really proud of that they haven't wanted to celebrate, this is your confirmation that you should celebrate it now. Post it on your socials, tell all your friends, buy yourself that like glass of, or that bottle of wine or that coffee, whatever the case may be, to really celebrate the amazing things that you've accomplished. Okay, well, I hope that that was helpful for you in some way. Thanks for bearing with me today as I am feeling the vibes. We will see you next time on another episode of Clearing with Kate.